Welcome to the channel. This is just a little project we put together. So um, basically, to start off with, I'm not a skilled tradesman or anything like that. My mate who helps me, this is my neighbour Garth. He spent his whole life as a banker. So we're all just basically self-taught. We're using basic tools, just one of the cheapest MIG welders you can get. Our plasma cutter you can see there is just one from Aldi, and not much more than a bandsaw and a grinder, and that's pretty much all we're using for this. So this compressor was an old compressor out of a dental surgery, so had a lot of stuff on it, a lot of brackets, a lot of filtration systems and all sorts of stuff going on. So if I'd done it again, I probably wouldn't have used one of those. I would have used a normal workshop compressor, but here we are. And so we removed everything off that. There was quite a lot of work in this, and there was so much welded onto this thing. But I won't talk through this whole video. I'll just basically, invite in when there's something of interest. But the whole idea here is to build something cheap using sort of as much scrap material as we can. You can see here, when I start to build the firebox, I'm using just random offcuts of 3mm steel I got from a local fabrication workshop. So I got to weld them together to make the size that I want. The blue RHS I'm using, I got from a scrap yard. They were, I think, $3 a length. So, everything here is done on the cheap, make it affordable, and make you appreciate it when you eat something out of it. So, it knocked up the legs, pretty basic. A lot of this was done by eye. So, bear with me. So what I'm doing here is just to save a bit of time and a bit of welding. I'm just basically scoring or cutting the material probably halfway through and bending it, which I'll still have to weld up the seam anyway, but just sort of allows you to, make the job a little bit faster, I guess, and be a bit more precise with your bends. Now that the fire box is done, one thing I'll note on the bottom, you'll see that I left a little flat flush area where you can sweep out your ashes and not have a lip, which is a very handy idea. This is where it got tricky. We've got to basically mate the firebox to the chamber. I thought of very different ways of marking it, but the best I could come up with was masking tape. But the thing that really surprised me here is we got this in the first go. I was expecting to have to backfill and put plates in and all sorts of stuff, but we managed to get this just by taking our time. We did it in one cut and brought the box up and it was good to go. So I'm very happy with that indeed. the chimneys now. In the spirit of using just what I have around and not, spending money on these projects, I had a little bit of exhaust pipe left over from a project on one of our race cars, so I didn't want to go buying any bigger pipe, which what I probably should have used, but I decided to go with 2 chimneys, and I thought it might have made them a bit different. But another thing, if I could change, I probably would use a plasma cutter to cut these holes, because it's very hard to get these quite precise, but I managed to get them fairly close, and with a bit of creative gap molding managed to block all the gaps. And that's why we have 2 pipes instead of 1, basically. Here we're doing a big burnout. Being a dental or a medical compressor, there's no toxic coatings or anything inside this, because the idea is that this air would be going into people's mouths and there'd be open wounds and all sorts of things. So there's no real coating to burn off, but we decided we'd do it anyway just to burn out anything, residue from welding or grinding, just to be on the safe side. Now I'm getting on to making the grills. So I got a little bit of flat bar, and one thing I did spend on this time was some expanded rolled flat steel. So I thought this would be a good way. Normally I try and find old oven trays and barbecue grills and things like that, but I wanted to actually make them to the right size from the get-go. So this is how we did it. We basically set out a little template on the table, marked it all out, cut the material to size, and then brought the sheet over and tacked it on. A little bit of tack welding, a bit of fun, but the rolled steel's only 1.6, so it's a bit hard to weld. If I do it again, maybe I'll try and work out a way to do some sort of some soldering or something like that. So it worked out okay. And that brings us to the end of the video. Thanks for watching if you managed to sit through this whole video. I know it's a long video, but it's everything from start to finish, and appreciate your time in watching it. Hopefully we can bring you some more videos if you subscribe.